Fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. You have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Royal Grumble. I am your host, Graeme, and sitting in the corner to my left, it's Daryl. How are you doing, Daryl?
Nah, mate. I'm right. How
Good.
are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
Good.
Very good.
Where were you for the first 4 months of the year?
I just had to just sit it out, innit? I had a little thing I had to deal with.
Did you?
You were suspended.
Did you sort them out though?
Yeah.
They're
I
gone
had
now.
to see a man about a dog, yeah.
Yeah. I never know what that means.
Oh, you don't want to know.
Okay. Dan's here as well. How you doing, Dan?
Aye, I'm all right.
Good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Don't either ask me.
I did ask you.
Yeah.
Play it fucking back. I always ask, because he doesn't, so I make a point of asking.
And he
Oh.
asked, so I don't have to.
Yeah.
We've got a thing.
It's a bit. All right.
No.
Little Mo's been keeping me up a lot.
Was he?
Yeah.
Mm.
I haven't had sleep in several weeks.
I
I
understand.
had to watch Raw just to go to sleep. And SmackDown.
I understand he said his first words yesterday. That's why Graham's so tired, because he was up all night happy.
Was it We Are the Nation?
No, it was. I can't believe what happened in Last Jedi when.
See what he did there. He's trying to come a bluff here. What he doesn't realise is I will kill him.
Oh, I'm fully aware that if we were to give
I'll
even
kill
a fake spoiler out, you would just get up and leave.
I'll murder both of you. No one else will know. No one listens to the podcast anyway. What they're going to do? Admit it as evidence.
I think we should just say a random character name.
No. I will kill you.
Just from any
I will
of the
kill you.
films.
I will kill you. Mixed match challenge. That's the thing that WWE announced that's happening.
What the fuck's that?
I don't
is it not
know.
them crisps that Walkers do?
What are they?
Mixed match, where they've got like all the flaming hot flavors like in one bag, and like
Oh, like Doritos.
You have far too many crisps.
they have like
Doritos
the
roulette.
Doritos and the Monster Munch and all that all in one bag, and
He's
then
talking about something else. The thing. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The thing that Gary Lineker's got all his family to advertise,
I
isn't it?
assume so.
Yeah, it's on advert. They're like, "Oh, Gary Lineker, can we have some crisps?" And he's like, "Well, notoriously, I don't give crisps, so no, you can't." And they're like, "Oh, we've put something in your head, and you can't eat the crisps. Give us your crisps, Gary Lineker, who's also our dad."
And his wife's quite fit, isn't she?
She's not in the. It's like his sons or whatever.
Oh.
He must have at least one.
Who aren't biological to her, so probably.
What?
Probably. I don't. You're doing some kind of gesture. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I can't. What?
What? I'm not.
Oh,
allegations.
all over her.
Potentially.
I'd say. Well, okay.
Pictures. of
We're on fine lines here.
Very fine lines. Dan, what's the mixed match challenge?
So it's going to be a new 20-minute show on Facebook on Tuesday night.
What's fucking
Yes,
point?
Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's going to be taped before SmackDown or after SmackDown. It's going to be 12 o'clock our time.
So if you go to SmackDown, just book full day off.
Yeah.
Because they're taping everything there.
Well, don't put the full day off. 'Cause
the idea
who's waiting for 205 Live apart from? Well, anyway. No.
It's like the old WCW idea. Is it Battle Ball they used to do it, where they'd have like random wild card tag teams, but it's a guy and a girl, and then I think it's going to be 16 teams. It goes for 3 months, and the winning team gets $100,000 to donate to the charity of their choice. And I hope they don't announce the charities in advance. And I'm annoyed because when I first read this, I said this out loud, and then Meltzer said it 50 times about, well, wrestling's a work. So I hope they're all planning on donating to the same charity, because it'd be a bit harsh for him to go, let's look at all the charities. Well, we don't want to donate to that one. Let's have them
like
win.
a charity league. Like,
Yeah.
who's the? Okay, well, the winner is the British Heart Foundation, losing to. They beat Macmillan in the final. That would be devastating.
So yeah, you've got loads of mixed teams. They've announced a bunch of talent for it, but there's some that fans can also vote on.
I thought they voted on the teams, don't they? Did they not vote on the teams?
The teams are all going to be random. The things they can vote on is it's one member of the Raw roster out of a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they can pick which member of the New Day is going to be in the tournament as well.
Okay.
But the weird one of all this is there's a guy in a match this Sunday whose career is on the line, who's going to be in the Mixed Match Challenge.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn's in it.
I see.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Because I read his name and I was like, oh, well, this is the jobber list then. And then I read Braun Strowman's name and I was like, oh, not completely jobber list then, is it? So,
Yeah, I don't get it. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Bants.
Well, the idea is like behind the scenes,
Bants.
it's their TV contract is coming up for renewal.
Right.
So if they can do a show for Facebook as well, and they can kind of hint to the TV companies, well, Facebook will give us a fuckload of money to put Raw and SmackDown live on Facebook, which is apparently the tester. That's what this might be for, because Facebook wants to get into more TV shows and stuff. They can get more money out of the TV companies, possibly.
Can not sell the rights to WWE to Disney because they're buying everything now? Like,
Yeah.
why haven't they thought about that? I think clearly the member of the New Day that they should use would be Xavier Woods because he's got experience in mixed match challenges, hasn't he? Like him and Paige worked quite well together in the past with what?
Have you got Lomo Daryl?
They're a good team.
Lomo Daryl isn't here today because you're here.
Oh yeah, good point.
You're out of
They're a
cyberspace.
good team.
But there's already been a slight bit of controversy with this.
What? Because Paige and
No. Samoa Joe caused a bit of an uproar on Twitter when he said, "I'm looking forward to find out who my partner is in this. I need someone to hold my towel." And he was a bit surprised when people were a bit angry about it.
But the funny thing about that is, right, he would have said the same thing if it was a random men's tag. But I totally see why people are like, how dare you?
He has justified it afterwards, saying, whoever's my tag partner would be, man, male, female, dog, alien, they'd be holding my towel.
He's not wrong,
probably a dog.
but
What?
I can see why. Yeah, it's one of those things that he clearly just didn't think about. He thought about the character, but not the implications.
Am I like really behind times? Does Facebook do TV stuff? Like I don't.
Well, they do don't they do the UFC prelims and shit?
Yeah, you can get the UFC prelims on there.
What, for free?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it's like the first prelims before the.
Do you not
Fox
see this
Sports
is part
show.
of the problem though? Is that people don't know you can watch shit on Facebook because I just assume it's like for like shitty shit that your mum shares. Like
There is a lot of live streaming
bullshit.
stuff on it. Some teams like do their pre-show and stuff. Like I've noticed.
Progress do it.
Yeah, Progress do pre-shows on there.
It's got like funny pranksters on it.
Yeah. But like the other reason they're doing it on Facebook is because there's going to be some fan interaction bit during the show as well, and you can like comment, I guess, and like send emojis and stuff.
I can't think of anything fucking worse.
Yeah.
And the more emojis you send, the more like the match turns the tide.
Well, it's generally like, you know, when they announced the
Who do you want to do the
PS4?
next hope spot? Hashtag heel or hashtag. Well, actually, heels wouldn't do hope spots. Anyway, that's not.
You know when they announced the PS4 and it said, like the big thing they talked about in that original press conference was the share button.
Yes.
Like you can press this share button, it instantly sends you clips on. Like, well, why the fuck would you want that? I'm buying an Xbox. It was that much for me. I was just no, I don't want to share my videos. You'd just be flooded with shit from Madden and all that stuff.
I prefer to be alone.
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm not even kidding. I do. No, don't share me. Are you excited about this then, Daryl?
Can you tell? Can you tell I'm
Yes,
excited?
yes, I can. Yeah.
At least it's only a 20-minute show.
Right, I'll tell you now. I'm not watching it.
I
I'll tell you now.
might.
Like, well, you guys do your own little fucking show about it. I'll pull the microphone away like I used to do for his Japanese segments because I couldn't talk about him. I'll push it away. You two can have your own little
That's
segment.
the thing. We got him into Japanese stuff, and so now he's like, oh, I don't want to, but then maybe later on, you know.
Yeah, I'm not watching this bullshit.
Speaking of men and women interacting in wrestling,
Samoa Joe was the second most awkward in this topic this week.
Yeah, God. Rich Swan's been suspended, hasn't he?
What's he been suspended for?
Oh, he's a bit of a dick.
Why?
Because he's slapped his missus around or whatever and kept her imprisoned or something. What is it?
He's been charged with domestic battery and false imprisonment.
His lawyer
false
says
imprisonment.
It's no, it was kidnap, weren't it?
Kidnap, yeah.
Yeah, because I think that it's because he forced her back into the car.
right. Yeah,
So
okay.
what happened was Rich Swann attended her match for Fest Wrestling in Florida.
She's a wrestler. I completely forget that.
She's too young. See, that's like the heartbreaking bit of the story as well. Like, it's not that it's ever not heartbreaking, but she was over in the UK quite a bit, and a few of my friends like drove her around and stuff and said how much of a sweetheart she is and all this stuff, even though her character's like fucking crazy. I'm a big fan of hers. So she's the champion at Fest Wrestling, and she had a match, and Rich Swann spent the car ride getting aggressive with her, criticizing her match. So because apparently this is the first time it's happened, she ran out of the car, tried to run away from him. He grabbed her in a headlock and dragged her back in the car and sped off. There were several witnesses to him doing this, but he claimed that she got in the car willingly, and it's because the reason he needed her back in the car is because she was using the GPS on her phone. So he was arrested and charged. He was released, but he has been suspended by the WWE. And that's another one down, isn't it? Another shithead in wrestling.
Yeah. He, sorry, we might have breaking news.
Okay.
What?
So, David Bixenspan was tweeting.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not breaking, like, because it'll have broken by now. Vince McMahon's formed a sports company, established and personally funded a separate entity from WWE, Alpha Entertainment, to explore investment opportunities across the sports and entertainment landscapes, including professional football, and they've renewed the XFL trademark. XFL's coming back,
I
baby.
will fucking watch this.
XFL Season 2. Never mind Rich Swan, he doesn't deserve our attention. XFL Season 2, baby.
Oh, wait.
We're turning into a football podcast.
Pretty much, yeah. We're definitely doing that. I tell you what, if the XFL comes back, we are having a weekly recap. I will do it.
We need like a Fox Sports style, like trumpet music.
We
thing
do,
to
yeah.
go
Right, you
into
could
it.
be Jason Bell. I'll be OC. You'll be Mark Chapman.
Can I be Chris Kamara?
No, you're Mark Chapman.
Yeah, but I'm black enough.
Yeah, but you're miserable enough.
All right.
So there you go. That's there you go.
Is he Chappers off at Chappers and Dave?
Yeah, Chappers off. Chappers. Chappers and Dave. You reference Chappers and Dave every time I mention Mark Chapman.
Yeah. Why would
I
you
don't know
not?
why. It's just immediately hilarious.
They're the two sidekicks off the
Chappers
two
and
main ones
Dave.
off Radio 1.
Yeah. They went, we can do just as well. Can you, Chappers and Dave? Can you? Where's Dave now?
When we went to Fight and Talk, Colin Murray talked about Chappers quite a
Yeah,
little
he
bit,
did.
didn't
Yeah, he said he's a lovely guy. He's just super miserable. Which, if anything, means that Osio Manora is even nicer than I thought, because he always managed to make him laugh. So there you go. Go on.
So, were you genuinely asking where Dave is?
Yeah, where's Dave?
Right. So, every so often, I like look up shit that I've not looked up in a while. So,
Okay.
like, I used to be a big fan of Chris Moyles back in the day,
Okay.
and so I like see what he was doing now, kind of thing. I'm not going to listen to his new radio show
No,
he's got and all that.
it's Radio X and it's XFM.
Yeah, and
No one good's ever been on XFM.
no, and
When are we
saw
doing
that-
Rockbusters?
we're going to record that later. Man.
Obviously.
So
Play a record.
The
Go on.
stop getting shit wrong. Ding dong.
No. Especially not with what we're about to go on to talk.
So he's on his new show. He's got his old news reporter. He's on there.
Yep.
Dom.
Yeah, Dominic. Yeah. And then there's
but-
Dick and Dom.
no, it's
different
different
one.
Dominic.
So I thought, well, where's Dave?
Yeah.
So I googled it,
Excellent.
and
I do know part of this story. Go on.
So again, all this is alleged, and this is just stuff I've read online. So I'm not claiming it to be fact.
Oh, that's good. He's not dead.
Just in case, yeah.
Good.
Just in case
There you
it's
go.
a bit litigious.
Yeah.
Right? However, what I read is that Dave had a wife.
Yep.
And I don't know if he proposed to her on air, but it was all on air stuff. Like he sort of introduced her to the show.
Do you know, funny thing is he had two. Like when Miles was on in afternoon after
Yeah.
school, which of course was perfect for me because I was of the age where I enjoyed Miles. He had another wife, and then he talked quite openly on the air about his wife, about his marriage breaking up, and then this second wife, I think, is the one that you're
it's the
talking
second one.
about.
Because I never used to listen to him in the afternoon. I always listen to him in the morning because I did a paper round and listen to him while doing that.
Fair enough. Yep.
So he had.
This is great wrestling talk. Go
I don't
on.
give a fuck.
No.
Like,
Makes me think he was doing his paper round. I think I used to listen to Chris Miles when I was like in college.
Yeah.
yeah, I have a paper round up to 18 though.
Remember he's about 12.
Yeah.
Go on.
So after the show sort of finished, his marriage kind of broke down, and she went on holiday with Chris Moyles.
That's weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Properly weird.
Yeah, after Chris Moyles' long-term relationship also broke down.
Oh.
Is that how he lost all that weight?
I thought maybe. What are you saying that Comedy Dave beat it out of him?
No, I'm saying he worked it out in another way.
Having sex with Comedy Dave's ex-wife. So there you are. There's an allegation for Royal Grumble exclusive. Can we talk about more wrestling now? That's my fault.
Yeah.
But,
You guys accompanied me to a live wrestling show.
Yes, we did.
We went to Progress at Sheffield Academy.
We went to Progress at Sheffield. We got there. That's all I'm saying. We got there. I mean, we didn't have as far to come or any
first time
flights.
ever, you guys got there before me.
Yeah. We were there. We were there waiting ages, weren't we?
Yeah, we were with all the ultras.
Yeah, we were. We were with all the ultras at the front. But don't worry, we got Dan's attention.
Yeah, Yeah, shouting Dan.
Yeah,
Dan.
Dan.
Can I point out
Someone else tried to join in.
that we ripped off Alan Partridge first? Can I point that out? Because
Yeah, we were the
before
first
all
ones.
the Dan Maloney bullshit,
Yep.
and then people not knowing where it's from, we've got a friend called Dan that we shout Dan at.
Yeah, we
way
used,
before this.
we used to do it at his door. The only reason we don't do his door is he got so annoyed with us, he gave the key to his building. That's true.
So before the show, it was very, very cold. So Progress Management did something very nice, and they brought out a bottle of whiskey for us all.
No, they brought out a bottle of bourbon for us
Bottle
all.
of bourbon for us all.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Right,
the whole thing.
I'm not a big alcohol person. What's the difference?
Bourbon is like a southern type of. It's whiskey with an E. It's not the same thing as like Scotch
American.
whiskey.
Oh.
It's American. It's an
Yank
American
whiskey.
attempt at doing whiskey.
Yeah. It
Like-
warmed me up for a few minutes.
You know, a bit like they're is it Milky Way bars?
Yeah.
They're Mars bars, aren't
Yeah.
they? Like, so they tried, but it's not really the same thing.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a nice little gesture before the show. As we got in the show, we learned that because of the shit weather, there was no Pete Dunne, Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, Flash Morgan Webster, or Mark Andrews.
Well, we figured out about
All the ones we knew.
yeah, exactly. We figured out about British Strong Style, didn't we? Because
Yeah.
you said they're always out first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you said you'd heard from someone anyway, but as soon as you got in and they weren't there, that was obvious
Yeah.
that they mustn't have been present.
Flash Morgan Webster was stuck in a town called Malice near Stafford, as Jim Smallman announced. And then Mark Andrews got to Cheltenham Spa, and then all his trains were cancelled, so he had to turn back around, which was a bit of a shame, but they really pulled it out of the bag on this show, I felt.
They
Do
did.
you think you should just learn to fucking drive?
Yeah, all of them should, really. Especially those who were coming from Ireland.
No, but I'm talking.
No, I agree. Yeah, I
about
do agree.
him.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the train.
So,
He's
What happened to all the wrestlers piling in a car?
He's on Vince McMahon money.
Vince McMahon money.
so before the show,
Vince McMahon knows who he is.
we only got one replacement match announced, which was Aussie Open challenging the Grizzled Young Veterans in place of Mustache Mountain.
Yeah, I
Everything else-
mistakenly tweeted Aussie Outback. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
I thought he'd said Aussie Outback.
So yeah, everything else, it became a bit of a unboxing show, which is their surprise show. So it was a bit interesting. First match, Doug Williams Open Challenge was answered by the returning Rampage Brown.
Right,
And-
this entrance were weird.
What, him coming out to I Will Be Heard?
Well, kind of, but I didn't get the song. But
It's by Hatebreed, but that's the music he's always used, and it's like a big sing-along thing for a lot
yeah,
of the crowd.
I gathered that.
Yeah.
Everyone. But we've skipped ahead for something
Go.
I want to talk about.
Go on.
Start from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Circle it. Jim Smallman, circle it. Fucking ring.
Yeah.
Everyone just fucking sing it. Well, not everyone singing it, but people getting a bit involved.
I pointed out to you what I do at every Progress show
Yeah.
is you watch out for white people aggressively rapping that song because there's quite a few N-bombs dropped in it, and it's fun to point out the ones who, like, this. You get the two types. There's the ones who aggressively rap it but don't drop the N-bombs, and then there's the ones that do it loud and proud, and it's
Yeah.
really weird.
Do you know when you can't see the forest for the trees? Right. I think I'm going to use the reference right. You'll know that correctly.
Okay. Yeah. Go on.
When I was involved in 1PW, I do not owe you money.
Yeah.
Myself.
Good.
I didn't think of it as weird, but I imagine people looking from the outside in was like, "Oh, this is all a little bit weird." Look from the outside in at Progress. I get
You
why
get why
people
people
like
thought
it.
1PW was a bit weird.
Yeah, I get why people like the whole event, and I enjoyed it. I have got little things I didn't enjoy, but I enjoyed it as a whole. But there's little bits that are a bit weird, like this. But again, I get it because
Yeah.
like 1PW was my own promotion, like when Donny weren't it and all that shit. So
Yeah.
like, I get it. But yeah, yeah.
That's a really interesting way of putting it, and I totally get what you mean.
So yeah, what did you think of the first match, Doug Williams, Rampage Brown? I quite enjoyed it. It was just two big blokes doing a wrestle, which was quite good. And it was good to see Rampage Brown back after nearly 12 months.
Yeah, it was all right. What? Where's he been?
It's just not been used by
Leeds.
Progress.
Leeds. Yeah, that's about right. He's been at what's?
Rise.
I didn't want to name him.
Oh, okay. I just done it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Was
Yeah.
it Rise? I thought it was Tidal. There you go.
No,
On the
Summit.
on demand, they've actually dubbed over his music
Have
because
they?
it's copyrighted. Because there was a few copyrighted musics on this, so they had to dub over them. But apparently, in future, he's going to be using different music. It was just for the pop on the night.
Makes sense then.
So yeah, this was a really good match, and it was great to see Rampage Brown come back.
Yeah.
Doug Williams in a losing effort again. It seems like he's starting to wind things up, and I think that's where they're going with this progress.
Do you think he's decided? I was wondering. Now I don't know who else Doug works for now. Do you think he's decided? He's taken a look at the scene and gone, right, I want to sack it off now, or at least cut down to the bare minimum. Where do I want to do my retirement angle? Because obviously, being an independent wrestler, you don't have the luxury of doing like a WWE run or what. Do you think he's taken sort of a step back and gone, right, where do I want to do my retirement angle? Got in touch with Progress, said, look, this is what I want to do. And they've given him that sort of freedom to do the sort of retirement angle type thing.
It might be that, but there's also I think Progress will have approached him and then he's decided to do the retirement angle there, because I know they're all very big fans of his and stuff and recognise his place in British wrestling as like the forefather of the current scene.
Yeah.
So the next match, it was supposed to be Chris Ridgway. Oh, sorry.
Like if we were going to do like a Mount Rushmore of the British scene, we'd have Doug Williams, Johnny Storm, Jody Flash, and Alex Shane, wouldn't we?
What about G-Man?
Oh shit, yeah.
Carry on.
The next match was supposed to be Chris Ridgway versus Flash Morgan Webster, and instead we got the debut in Adam Chase, who was a Spanish wrestler who contacted Progress 6 weeks before the show asking to be ring crew.
I'm not sure if this is racist, but he doesn't look Spanish. Is that racist?
I don't really know.
But yeah, he gave himself.
He's not very tanned, is he?
Right now you're getting a little bit more.
Well, he didn't tan up because he didn't think he were wrestling.
Yeah.
Didn't get prepped, did he?
Yeah.
So this match was really good, and Adam Chase gave a really good account for himself, considering he was just the ring crew guy who brought his gear. But Chris Ridgway...
Me gusta Adam Chase. I'm appealing to our new Spanish listeners.
Yeah, we got some Spanish listeners, didn't we?
Sí.
Yeah, the crowd were very happy with the fact that they managed all to count to 10 in Spanish, which surprised I can't count 10 in Spanish, but a lot of people in the crowd could. But yeah, this was... I really enjoyed this match as well. Adam Chase gave a really good account of himself. Chris
Adam Chase es bueno en la lucha. I'm trying to go to a global audience here, or at least a European audience.
Do you remember
I'm trying to repair the wound that Brexit is creating.
Do you remember way back in day when we got 2 Finnish listeners? And I gave you some Finnish facts.
Yeah, I do, yeah. And they never listened again.
No, they might not listen because one of the facts were about Ludwig Borger shooting himself in the head.
Well, there was that, yeah. Dan's actually now looking at our listenership. By
we don't have any Spanish listeners.
Well, no, they're going to download this one, aren't they?
This one because we're...
Surprisingly, Germany's getting in on the game.
Guten Tag, jawohl.
Borussia Dortmund.
Wir möchten deine
Per Mertesacker.
Sehr gut per Mertesacker. They're going to leave us. I'm really sorry. I do actually speak some German, but unless you want me to order you a cake, I don't know how to converse with you.
So, thoughts on this match?
Yeah, it was good. I must admit, I'm always apprehensive when they're like, and here's the ring crew guy, and I'm like, oh god, here we go. But he was really good. I enjoyed it. I hope he gets another chance.
Yeah,
I think he probably will. And they should make right. You know when weird hometowns happen, right? The only example I can think of is Nigel McGuinness was always really over in Dayton, Ohio.
Why?
I don't know, but it was like his American home. Just for some reason, he was mega over.
Isn't that where Heartland is? Heartland Wrestling Alliance.
Okay, well, if you want to bring specifics into it, just stop.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
The point is weird hometowns, right? That should be Adam Chase. Adam Chase should be brought back to Sheffield as the hometown guy who just happens to be from Spain. And they should be like, here's Adam Chase, and he made his debut in Sheffield, and he's Spanish. But the point is, it's Adam Chase.
So the next match was the Scramble. It was Jack Sexsmith, Primate, Spike Trivet, Chief Jeopardy Dunn, and then Amir Jordan, Pastor William Eva, Gabriel Kidd, and Saxon Huxley. So
double Jesus.
Debuts. Yeah, we got a double Jesus.
Yeah. If you believe in that.
This was
I don't think Jesus actually looked like that, by the way.
Well, it was more Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Do you mean Jesus was brown? We don't have time, Lynn.
I thought out of this match, the person who probably made the biggest impression on me was Primate.
Yeah, he's mental, isn't he?
I've seen him a few times before, and I thought, he's all right. This match, he was brilliant because they just had him kill people.
Yeah.
Perfect format for someone like that, innit?
Yeah.
Just smash people.
Who was that knobhead that was spitting water?
Spike Trivet.
Right. That's not a heel.
That's caused a load of shit as well in the aftermath. Where, considering everything that goes on in wrestling, we've talked about previously, some wrestlers were getting on their fucking high horse because some people complain saying, if I don't want to be spat on.
Yeah.
One guy in the front row who's, he's well known on Twitter and stuff, he got a bit annoyed at getting spat on. And not surprising, really, when this guy's coming in and just fucking dribbling and spitting all over everyone. It's disgusting. And a few people said, you know, you shouldn't really be fucking spitting on alt fans. And some wrestlers were actually going up. Apparently, we can't do basic heel stuff in wrestling now without offending people.
It's not basic heel stuff,
No,
is it?
you're fucking spitting on people. Stop
If
it.
you have to resort to spitting on people, you're not good at your job.
No.
But then by complaining about it, we're like kind of justifying him as a heel. It's not that, is it?
No, it's not
No.
that.
Yeah, it's not that. But then that'll be the justification. Like, well, it gets him heel heat. Like,
No,
no,
it
it
doesn't.
gets you. I want to smash you in the face if you fucking touch me.
It gets you, I don't want to fucking be here heat.
Yeah,
If he'd spat water at me, I don't think I would have come back until the second half,
yeah.
honestly.
Especially how cold it were at venue and everything.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Weren't very pleasant.
I get what he's trying to do. Fucking just don't.
Jim Swole wants to circle fucking ring. I'd have gone up to him and just been like, look, what are you going to fucking give me for free, mate? Because he's fucking just spat on me like.
Isn't one of the rules? Don't be a dick. That's the
don't be a
rule.
dick is the main rule.
I think if you're spitting on someone, you're being a dick.
Yeah.
I know you're not being a heel. You're being a dick.
Yeah.
Did fucking Scouse bastard at end, James Gibson, did he spit on anyone?
Nope.
No, he
Did
got
get
toilet
booed?
paper thrown at him.
Did he get booed to fuck?
Yeah, he did, yeah. He got toilet paper thrown at him. And what did he do? He sold it.
Yeah.
And he threw, did he throw some toilet paper back at one point?
He did, yeah.
He threw a long looping shot. Right? Fine. I don't mind. If I've thrown toilet paper at you, you have every right to throw toilet paper back at me.
Yeah.
Fine.
So yeah, this was a lot of fun. It was your typical scramble match. Lots of action.
It's a bit mental, wasn't
Jack Sexsmith getting the win. Still getting the push.
When we were in the queue, Pastor William Eva came up to us
Yeah.
and asked us about Yum Yums.
Yeah, we
And
did.
kind of no-sold him because we thought you were a fan.
Yeah, that is actually true. I
So-
didn't know him.
The next match was the last
Sorry,
match
Bill.
for-
He's a former Progress champ.
Yeah. The next match was the last one for intermission. I'd say the only disappointing match on the card, which was Joseph Connors. He was supposed to be against Pete Dunne. Instead, it was him versus Chuck Mambo.
Right. Is Chuck Mambo like one of the ring crew or something?
No, he's a progress trainee.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But he's all right.
Me gusta Adam Chase más que Chuck Mambo. That means I like Adam Chase more than Chuck Mambo.
Yeah, see, Chuck Mambo's all right, but
is he?
he's
Is he?
fine when he's in. He'd have been better in the scramble match than in this.
Yes,
in a
he would
singles
have.
match.
Yeah, that was
And Joseph Connors is
dull.
the Randy Orton of progress. in the sense
I won't say that.
he's very he's technically good, but he's just fine.
Yeah, but as much as you might find him boring, Randy Orton's quite over. I
Yeah.
won't say he's the Randy Orton.
Joseph Connors.
It's- I do like Joseph Connors, but this match
Joseph
just
Connors.
dragged a little bit.
I don't see
Yeah.
anything in him. I don't see anything in him. Right? He's just nothing. He's not bad, but so what?
After intermission, we got what was supposed to be a freeway, got moved to a singles match. It was Chris Brooks versus Matt Cross.
I enjoyed this. It's
Yeah.
really cracking,
Chris
great bunch
Brooks
of lads.
has been like slowly like becoming more of a heel while he's still a babyface, and Kid Lycos interfering in the match. Matt Cross doing fucking brilliantly.
Yeah, they did a
despite
good
the
spot where Kid Lycos got in ring, didn't he? And he put
Yeah.
him on his shoulders and then referee.
Oh
turned
yeah,
around.
Yeah, this one.
the sick fucking tag move.
What?
It's one of their sick fucking
okay.
tag moves.
Okay.
That's one of the things
Yeah,
they
you're
do.
not cool. You don't know all the names,
yeah.
Daryl.
But yeah, Chris Brooks like slowly going back to heel. I'm quite happy with this, and the fact that he won the match with Death by Roll Up.
He is a lanky streak of piss, though, isn't he?
He's tall, isn't he? I was going to
Yeah.
say,
Yeah, he's
right
very
tall.
tall and lanky, but he's
Well, let's get
fucking
ourselves a lanky, goggle-eyed freak.
like CCK are one of my favourite things in wrestling this year. They've been absolutely amazing, broke out everywhere. And I'm happy for Chris Brooks getting solo stuff, even though it's through bad circumstances. And this was a great opportunity for fans to see him like do what he does best, winning by roll up. He literally sells hats that say Death by Roll Up. That's his singles finish. Next one was the Progress Tag Team Championships, the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Aussie Open.
Fucking great, man.
This match was fucking brilliant. I love Aussie Open.
This was my favourite match.
Yeah.
I don't like that they're called Grizzled Young Veterans because I feel like they've listened to a Luke Gallows
Yeah.
podcast and just nicked the song that he
It should just be Grizzled Young Vets.
But that's
Yeah.
even more of a rip-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worse.
But yeah, this match was absolutely brilliant. Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher, I've told you guys on the day, I saw these two have a prelim match at Fight Club Pro where Mark Davis got zero reaction coming out and they both got a standing ovation after the match because it was that good.
Yeah, when they first came out, I thought, you're a little bit too fat and you're a little bit too skinny.
But it works.
That was my favourite match at night.
Yeah, they're
Purely
both,
because I really like James Gibson. I think
Yeah.
he's fucking mint.
yeah, James
and,
Gibson's one of the best right now. He's absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant.
I don't really know much about James Drake. I saw him at UK tournament. Didn't really think much, to be honest.
As a
He were
singles
alright at
guy,
Progress.
as a singles guy, he was kind of middling. He was kind of like in that Joseph Connors style thing.
Yeah.
But then
He looks a bit
teaming,
like him as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, they're easy to get mixed up. But I think James Drake is definitely he's well suited to something like this in a tag team
he's
role.
perfect alongside Zach Gibson.
Yeah.
Because he can just be like the Smash Mouth guy while Zach Gibson's, saying soon.
Did he just say Smash Mouth?
Yeah.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll. That's the rule. If someone says Smash Mouth on the internet, someone has to make an All-Star reference.
We've jumped that shot because that's literally Chris Ridgway's nickname.
Well, you know what they say. Things starts coming and it don't stop.
So yeah, this was the best match of the night. Absolutely brilliant. Aussie Open are getting loads of
fun.
Aussie Open are getting loads of opportunities as well. They're taking on LIJ and Rev Pro in January, which I'm looking forward to as well. Absolutely brilliant. Mark Davis is just a beast as well. We didn't get to see his cool pile driver thing, but
Probably for the best.
the one arm power bomb and then punching the other guy is always a welcome sight as well.
Yeah. I enjoyed this tournament. I enjoyed this contest between two Australians and two English wrestlers, where everyone was solidly on the side of the Australians. I thought it was brilliant. Like, fuck the Ashes. The Ashes is shit.
Nobody likes cricket anyway.
No, we're all Aussie Open, aren't we?
So the final match was Travis Banks defeating Eddie Dennis for the Progress to retain the Progress Championship. This match started off hot.
I thought he'd forgotten the title because he flew in, like literally.
Yeah.
I thought it was mint. That was quality.
Ran across the entrance and just dove on Eddie Dennis.
So Eddie Dennis walked around the ring, didn't he? Like getting in fans' faces. Didn't spit on them.
No, he did spit later, but he didn't spit on the fans. But he didn't spit on. Did he spit on the fans? Maybe he spat on somebody.
I think someone would give him quite a bit of shit.
Maybe he did spit on one fan. But my point is, later on, he did spit, but he spat blood on Travis Banks, which I thought was a really cool visual.
This is the best Eddie Dennis match I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, he's so much better as a heel than he was a bit. Like, I saw him on the Friday before at Rev Pro against Pete Dunne, and it was the Pete Dunne show. Like, Eddie was kind of like lost in the match. Like, he was all right, but it wasn't brilliant. This match, Eddie Dennis was fucking brilliant. Like, he's really coming into his own as a heel in Progress. And Travis Banks is just a fucking killer. He's great. So yeah, I really enjoyed this match as well. This was my second favourite after the tag match.
Naively, I sort of thought we might see a title change.
They really like that's the perfect thing that like.
Oh, don't
to
get
be
me
able
wrong, the
to
match
get,
really
like,
built into
to make
it,
you
which was great.
believe that he was going to win the title. Like, it was so well built and everything. This was like Travis Banks is fucking amazing. Eddie Dennis doing really well. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this match as well, and the aftermath, which helps build the story further.
Oh, we twatted about all the ring crew.
Yeah, where Eddie Dennis just destroyed everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Bit of a bastard, isn't he?
Overall thoughts on the show?
Cracking. I've really enjoyed it, especially considering when, obviously I didn't vocalise this at the time because I didn't want to, but when they were like, British Strong Style aren't here and Mark Andrews isn't here, I remember just sitting there thinking, oh, I'm not sure, why am I here then? Because I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
But after that, I mean, I knew of a couple, but like after that, I just sat down and really enjoyed myself. Yeah, it was a good laugh. A great bunch of lads.
Daryl?
Yeah, all right, weren't it? Like, there's it's probably like better than ICW shows have been.
That's what I was about. I was literally about to ask you that,
Well,
and I thought
hang
actually,
on. The very first ICW show we went to, I seem to remember enjoying that more.
The one with Drew Galloway versus Tommy End.
Yeah.
yeah,
But that's when like I think ICW were kind of at its peak.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I kind of like that better because you stood up and everyone's being misogynistic and they're all Scottish and yeah.
He's giving Scots props here. Yeah, you like us, don't you?
Well, yeah. I was surrounded by some of them at your wedding, weren't I? So,
Yeah, you were.
I'd say nice things.
So yeah, like one of the things like I wanted to get your thoughts on as well is like the atmosphere of Progress. It's a bit different from other shows. It's very much like we're a family thing that from the outside can be seen a bit as that. When you're in it, it's got a weird like good feeling. That's why I always go back to Progress.
No.
I really enjoy like the community around it and everything. And
I don't know, like I don't know if it's because I automatically assume everyone in wrestling's a scumbag.
Yeah.
So I don't believe it. But that's not to say the company's not being truthful. I just think, you just want everyone's money though. Like to the point where you've got the names on the ring. Oh, we can be a family, but they've had to pay to put it there. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's different ways to look at it.
It's a hard one. If you take it if you take it at what they're saying, I think there's a level of disingenuousness there because I don't think it's as wholesome as they put it. But I also do think it's a nicer way to do things than a lot of people do.
Yeah, yeah.
It gives you that sense of belonging, which I get.
Said earlier, like when you're on the outside looking in, you might look at things a bit differently whereas like if you feel like you're part of it, you might think, oh no, it's all good.
That is true. Like
So,
I remember going to 1PW and then being really annoyed and surprised that people were always slagging it off. I was like,
yeah,
I have a great time when I'm there, and I really enjoy, I enjoy spending time with these people and watching these amazing shows and all that. So I can see why it's interesting looking for the outside now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I've been too critical. I realise that I've been overly critical of it. So like, I really enjoyed it, and I really see why people would enjoy it. But I'm just wanting to bring a different perspective to it rather than just going, oh, everything's great.
Well, it's that thing, like you said about 1PW. The thing that drew me to Progress was the fact that there is that like whole atmosphere to it that reminded me of being back at 1PW shows with the community around that. And there's some people on the outside. Progress doesn't get the criticisms that 1PW does, rightfully so.
Well, no, because they probably pay the talent.
Yeah.
Probably don't double charge credit cards.
They take care.
Probably don't want PayPal passwords. Probably don't lie about council doing an event and then run a fucking working man's club in Edlinton. What?
You're giving away all that good material, bloody hell.
But yeah, like it's that like sense of community and stuff that I really enjoy, and I'm glad is still in British wrestling in a way, and with such a good company as well.
Daryl talked about Scottish lads, so we need an impromptu no harm Dar report. It's supposed to have come on by now.
It's impromptu.
It's taken a lot longer than I expected. There we go. I will sing along.
No, I like it when
he's
I'm
out for 5 months.
What?
Seriously, he's out for 5 months.
Why?
He's had surgery.
On what?
A leg or something.
Yeah, knee surgery.
On his third leg because he's been boning Alicia Fox.
Alicia who?
Well, I can't.
Alicia Fox.
Graeme, say Dundee again, mate.
Dundee. That's the No Dar report on the Royal Rumble.
Right, so it's time to get in the time machine again.
Yeah, let's. We're not talking about Jericho Omega because fuck him.
Is this a
Oh
pre-record?
yeah, Jericho Omega.
Is the time thing a pre-recorded one? Have you already done it, so I don't have to do it, or
No,
you're on it. You're on it. Jericho attacked Omega in Japan. That happened, and they're going to have a match. And they had a press conference where Jericho swore a lot, and then Kenny Omega attacked him. And Jericho's trying to pretend that Kenny Omega's not going to have another match in Japan after this because it's going to be a fight instead of a wrestling match. That's Kenny Omega versus Jericho.
You got it,
Watch it on NewJapanWrestlingWorld.com/the internet/G1/January 4th Wrestling Kingdom Show 13/12.
Wrestle Kingdom?
Yes, it'll be all right.
Gonna be a good show.
We're going to talk about the rest of the year after this.
Who's going to win the Royal Rumble? Yeah, the British Bulldog. I've got a history in Royal Rumbles. And tonight, I'm going to remake history by winning this next Royal Rumble. Tonight, because I'm bizarre. I'm bizarre. I'm bizarre.
It's the second part of the year because over here we divide the year into 3 because that means we get 3 shows out of it instead of 2.
Yeah, and because 4 shows over December, and the other one.
Yeah, well, there is that. Yeah,
There's an
what's the
announcement
other
coming.
one? Is there anything?
Let Daryl announce that.
I'm eating
later.
Mars Bar.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Mars Bar duo.
Daryl will announce what next week's show
I'm
is.
sure
later.
Daryl will announce what next week's show is. Yeah.
It's penis cast.
I told you shouldn't have let him announce anything. Right, May. And New Japan, Don Taku.
Wrestling Don Taku.
Nothing to
started
do
off the
with
month.
Don Fry.
So the big things from here is Omega finally got the dog off his back or whatever the phrase is.
What?
He got a dog on his back.
Yeah, because he'd been on a bit of a losing streak ever since Wrestle Kingdom, and
Bombay
here
dog.
he got his win back against Ishii to kind of complete his redemption story, ready for what was going to happen in June.
Chegwin's dead.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I thought you would save that reference. To be honest.
It's just because he did the pop knobbing fanny thing on the table.
The other thing that happened was
I watched that whole episode of Extras the night he died. You know, it's still hilarious.
Did you
It's
kill
so
him?
funny. No.
the,
No, I watched it after he died.
the other thing that happened on this show was Okada
dead.
challenged Daryl's favourite, Bad Luck Fale.
Yeah, that was a good match, that.
It was actually really good.
Because Bad Luck Fale were in it.
Yeah, and then after the match, after defeating Bad Luck Fale, challenged Omega, which is unusual for New Japan for the champion to challenge someone, saying that he was my biggest challenge. I want
Unusual
another
for
chance at
anything,
him.
really, isn't it? For the
Yeah.
Champions Challenge.
And it was part of Okada's story as well, which I'll talk about a bit in a bit. Another quick thing to talk about, Progress had a Super Strong Style tournament where Travis Banks defeated Tyler Bate in the final to become number one contender at Alexander Palace, which we'll talk about on the next show. And Toni Storm became Progress's first women's champion.
I didn't even know they had a women's champion.
Yeah, Toni Storm,
That
still
wasn't
champion.
even mentioned on Sunday.
Yeah, they didn't have a women's match.
Isn't that because
Yeah.
she's signed to WWE or something, isn't she?
I don't think she's signed.
She's
She
in
was in
Japan
the
a
thing,
lot,
wasn't
isn't
she?
she?
Yeah,
Oh, is that?
Stardom.
Oh, is she one of the
she's
ones that
overdoing
couldn't?
Stardom.
Right, there
Yeah.
you go. Then.
Because she accidentally won the belt.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
She's
yeah,
like a
she's the
triple
one who
champion.
accidentally won the belt. Bloody hell.
yeah. So yeah, those things happened at Progress.
The Spider Lady accidentally won a belt once. Oh dear, Wendy Richter.
The next thing in May, we're running through these quickly. NXT TakeOver Chicago.
Chicago.
So two big things happened here, and one that I think will get mentioned in a lot of year-end stuff. Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate for the UK Championship happened on this show,
yeah,
and it was probably the best WWE match of the year.
the rematch.
Was it better than Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles?
Oh,
Yes.
good point. Well, yeah,
Yes, it
but
was.
how many shooting star presses did they do? And did anyone go through the announce table with an elbow drop? So you've got to you got to take these things into consideration when you sort of think of a 7-star match like Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles.
So yeah, this match, Tyler Bate
It's
came
my
in.
scale. I can call it what I like. 7 stars.
Pete Dunne won the title
7.
from Tyler Bate here. This was an absolutely amazing match where it wasn't like any other WWE or NXT match at the time, because it was them two wrestling their style of match.
Jim Ross called this match.
Yeah, and Jim Ross called it as well, which made it even better. This match was so Jim Ross did a good job on commentary for this match.
Yeah, he did all right for this one.
So yeah, absolutely brilliant match. We'll be talking about that in a lot of year end and awards stuff.
Yeah. That's where it is. Sorry, mate. I just looked where I was looking
Yeah.
for something. Yeah.
The other thing that happened on this show was the Authors of Pain defeated DIY in a ladder match, which was also a fucking amazing match. And what happened after the match is the thing where NXT does this so brilliantly, where they have the graphic come up on screen, so it's the end of the show as DIY walking back after unsuccessfully challenging for the titles once again, and then Tommaso Ciampa becomes the biggest bastard in the world.
See, I noted this at the time because I'm pretty confident. With the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens one, the famous one, I don't think the Sting had come on by then, even though...
It had.
Have you gone back and watched it?
I clearly remember it.
No, you don't, because I thought I did, and I don't think it was. Because I thought I did, and I think I've gone back. Well, anyway, the point is, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But this one, I know for a fact it did, because I remember specifically noticing it, and then it went off again and came back on again,
Yeah.
which is genius. Like the little... It could only have been ruined if it was like, up next, 205 Live.
So yeah, that image of Tommaso Ciampa sat on the announce table next to a prone Johnny Gargano,
Yeah.
just with his when he had his head in his arms still after he just destroyed him. It was an absolutely beautiful visual.
It was full circle from the old Cruiserweight Classic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an absolutely brilliant night. One of the best NXT shows of the year.
And then Ciampa went and ruined it by getting injured for 9 months or something.
Yeah, Ciampa got injured in that match.
Yeah.
And he's going to be out for a little while still.
Yeah, which I guess, right, you could say, oh shit, well that means they can't go straight into the feud. But surely then, when he comes back and clearly twats Gargano again, I guess my only concern would be, I think what will end up happening is Gargano will get a shot at the NXT title, and all I'll be thinking throughout that match is, but Ciampa's got to be coming back now, hasn't he? You know what I mean? So it's telegraphed in a good way, because it makes sense in terms of the storyline. But I suppose it's a shame they don't get to capitalise on the heat of that beatdown, but...
I feel like he'll still have the heat when he comes back.
I think he'll be fine when he comes back, yeah.
So the next night was Backash.
Oh, yeah, Backash.
Backash.
I don't
was
even
the next
know.
night.
Backash.
So it was the debut of Shinsuke
What'd you say?
Nakamura on the show.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you say?
What happened on Backash?
Oh, what happened to Backash? I thought you said, why do you call it Backash?
Oh.
Yeah, we had Nakamura's first pay-per-view match on this show.
Who did he wrestle?
Dolph Ziggler. how to throw some water on those coals.
Do you remember when he debuted and he interrupted The Miz? And I was like, that's exactly the feud I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of The Miz and they put Dolph Ziggler in there. For 1 week, for one excellent segment in front of the post-WrestleMania crowd and SmackDown, they teased that they were going to do The Miz against Nakamura, which most people are probably listening to me going, what, Miz against Nakamura? How is that a dream match? It's a dream match for a debut for somebody.
It would have been fucking mint.
Because it would have been amazing. Nakamura could have done his weird shit. Miz could have been like, oh, you're weird. I'm trying to promo against you and you're weird. You weirded me out, you big weirdo.
Even better, imagine any interaction between Nakamura and Maurice.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be
It would have been great.
all right, Maurice, come on. And by come on, I mean, touch my willy.
Yeah. So we got Ziggler, and Ziggler's done a really good job this year. A really good job of killing any heat any debuting superstar.
Did you see how I fucking looked at you then when you said he did a good job?
Don't worry. It was coming round. He was the water on the coals for many people.
I was ready then.
That fucking wet noodle hair, he wrings it out and pours it on the coals.
Just shit.
Yeah, this match was fucking terrible.
He's like Baron Corbin, but with perceived work rate. Which in a way is worse. Because he thinks he's good. Like, Baron Corbin just doesn't give a fuck about anything. At least he probably knows on some level that he's shit. Dolph Ziggler, I think, still thinks he's good. You fuck off, Dolph.
Don't worry, there was another crazy...
Fuck off.
There was another
Can
crazy
someone
event
send
on the
this
show.
to him, right? If you're listening, can you please send this clip to Dolph Ziggler? Because I don't want to have the time to interact with him, but he needs to fuck off. I fucking hate Dolph Ziggler.
We're not a family show, are we?
I can't stop myself.
The intro music, which you created, literally starts with "Fuck you, we're right." Fuck you, we're right.
And that
Fuck
puts
you,
a
you're
lot
wrong.
of people off.
The other thing that happened on this show was
I'm a fan.
Randall Orton lost the WWE title
Yeah.
to the guy who lost the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal when the Gronk interfered, Jinder Mahal.
This is the start of Jinder Mahal.
It's the start of Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, the start of the storied reign of Jinder Mahal.
Start them making big dollars in, big rupees in India. Yeah. Create that Indian hero. That's I'm rubbing my fingers together, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't remember exactly whether this was the match where Randy Orton tried to kill one of the Singh brothers. I feel like it might have been.
Yeah, it was, as with every match.
When he threw him up onto the announce table.
He tries to kill everyone.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, the fact that Randy Orton's legally allowed to pick people up and throw them around is probably a bad idea, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
especially when he
mental.
cried when Ken Kennedy gave him a back suplex and he had a little cry about
He
it.
just loves people onto
And
monitors.
he just come back from some sort of neck injury as well, though, when that happened.
Yeah, but
stupid Kofi.
Not to break the illusion, but you kind of have to jump for that. So if he didn't want to take it, he could have just easily just popped him in an headlock, because he likes headlocks.
Yeah,
popped him in an headlock and just gone. Look, Ken.
I love the way you put that.
I don't want to get landed on my head, mate. And then he just carried on with the match. But no, he jumped for it, took it, and then cried.
Yeah. So Jinder Mahal winning the title, which I think Graeme called at the time.
I think I probably did, because I just thought it was almost too weird to even do.
I remember on the predictions, I predicted him because I said, otherwise, all this past month was pointless. And it turned out it's just the last 6 months pointless, rather than that one little build.
What do you know?
Yeah, more on that on part 3.
Yeah, that'll be a major feature of part 3.
Let's
if we bother to remember about it.
Let's jump into June.
Let's.
So it's actually started in May, but it finished in June. The Best of the Super Juniors.
Bosh.
Where Marty Scurll debuted in the Best of Super Juniors, defeating Will Ospreay on the first night.
Bosh.
His big New Japan start.
Is that what BOSJ stands for?
Bosh.
Yeah, Best of Super Juniors.
I thought it was Best of the Silly Japanese.
Please carry on. Carry on talking about it now.
Eventually, the final ended up being Kushida versus Will Ospreay.
Pretend it didn't happen.
This was one of the better Best of Super Juniors tournaments.
Why did Daryl come this week?
Yeah. The final got the full 5-star treatment. Kushida defeating Will Ospreay once again in their story rivalry.
Who gives a fuck about 5-star matches, mate?
Yeah.
Do they even
It's
matter
all about
anymore?
6 and 7s.
Exactly.
We'll get onto that in a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, Kushida defeating Will Ospreay to complete his redemption story, which New Japan are big on. So he would go on to challenge Hiromu Takahashi at Dominion. WWE Extreme Rules happened before Dominion, though.
Yes.
And the first thing we should talk about is there was a match on this show where WWE did one of the biggest character assassinations since the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. Alexa Bliss versus Bayley in a kendo stick and a pole match.
Okay. I forgot about this until you brought it up last
it's
week.
the most depressing match of all time, I think.
I don't want to hit anybody. I just want to hug because it's such a like Vince way of looking at things. It's like, well, all she wants to do is hug everybody. Let's make that all she's about. What about if we put her in a kendo stick and a pole? Well, she doesn't want to hit anybody.
It's like
She likes to hug. Get those two men up.
when Bayley was coming to the main roster, we all said like we can see how they can fuck it up, but we hope they don't.
Yeah,
They fucked it up so badly, and this match was the fucking apex of fuck-ups, where they just made her look like the biggest geek in the world, and it was awful and depressing, and it's no wonder she's still not recovered from it. It's just the worst.
Did you know that there's another match on this show? There was a mixed tag match on the show. Do you know who was in the mixed tag match?
Fuck yeah.
Tell me one of the people that
One of the people was Sasha Banks, and her opponents
was it
were...
Rich Swann?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seem to vaguely remember that.
God.
It's a
Rich
good thing
Swann and
WWE
Sasha Banks against Alicia Fox and Noam Dar. Alicia Fox and Noam Dar.
That match was actually all right.
Well, was it?
Yeah, apart from him being a fucking cunt.
Massive cunt. The Miz beat Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah,
Happened.
that happened.
Samoa Joe won the main event of a WWE pay-per-view.
The main event was Samoa Joe defeating Bray Wyatt, Finn Balor, and Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins to become the number one contender to Brock Lesnar.
It's a good match, that. I remember it.
Yeah, it was a really good match, and it built up to one of the most hyped main events of the year, really. Like, it got a lot of hype out of kind of nothing, and it was really surprising, like, how exciting that got in the build-up. But we'll talk about that more in a bit. That's what we say on everything. We'll talk
Can we
about
just
it.
can we have a button that just says that?
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that in a minute because it refers to something later on.
Next up, New Japan Dominion. Kushida won back the junior heavyweight title here against Hiromu Takahashi.
But this is like a 2-minute match or whatever. Was this that
No,
one?
no, they had a longer match.
Okay,
no, the
right.
2-minute match happened
Last year?
in April
There you go.
at the Shibata Okada show.
All right, okay, gotcha.
No, the big thing of this show is on the last episode we started off the show by talking about how Dave Meltzer broke the scale for Omega Okada.
Yeah, 6 stars.
Here-
But he's done it once before, apparently, for was it Kawada and Mizawa or something?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
So
done
on
it
this
again.
show, the co-main event was Tanahashi versus Naito, which got 5.
Just a boring 5 boring.
Yeah, got the
shit.
good old 5 stars, and that was an amazing match. Same as Wrestle Kingdom, where it's like, but this time you kind of knew that they would probably pull it out of the bag. What we got was a 60-minute time limit draw between Okada and Omega in possibly the greatest wrestling match I've ever seen. 7 stars.
No,
6 and a quarter.
6 and a quarter. 7 would be
stars.
silly.
Because no one thought, there's no way they can
Fuck me.
top that match. They fucking did. It was absolutely brilliant. An hour-long match that was paced perfectly. A lot of stories going in, like intertwining with the match. Absolutely brilliant. And,
Problem is, Big Dave's now fucked his. I mean, he's fucked his system anyway. But
Yeah.
like, Jesus.
but yeah,
He's
this
got
was
a tinfoil pal and a pedal bin, and he's fucking fucked his system. There we go. There's a reference.
I'm definitely up for more thick of it references.
That's a
on the
double
show.
reference. There you
Yes. So yeah, this match was absolutely stunning and broke the scale again,
go. Yeah.
and just absolutely amazing. Next up was WWE Money in the Bank,
Yeah.
which featured
More Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal.
more Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal, but the big thing was this was the first women's Money in the Bank match.
It was. Yeah.
Who won?
Groundbreaking.
Technically, James Ellsworth.
Well, Carmella won, didn't she? She's the one carrying the case. She must have been the one to retrieve it.
Oh, yeah, good.
Oh, wait, it was retrieved by someone who's not
Yeah.
even in the company anymore.
Because only WWE would think the way to properly do the first ever women's
women
match.
can't climb ladders.
The best part was the video before it about the like
You're supposed to be
prestige
telling me
of.
these are good impressions.
It's good that, mate. It's like
Cheers.
he's in the room.
Thank you.
But yeah, it was about the prestige of women's wrestling getting to the point where they're doing Money in the Bank matches now and all this stuff, and then they have James Ellsworth kind of win the match for Heat.
Yeah. That was-
Oh, just so many things. Like, it's this nice thing what we're doing on part 1 as well, where it's like outside of WWE, all this really cool stuff's happening. And then WWE, James Ellsworth won a women's Money in the Bank match, the first one of all time. They redid the match a week later, and Carmella won again.
Yeah.
She still has the briefcase, right?
They did it. Yeah, she does. They did a TNA style. Don't worry about the pay-per-view. We'll use the pay-per-view to build for the TV. What?
Yeah. Elsewhere on the show, there was the usual men's Money in the Bank match, which was won by Baron Corbin.
It was garbage. It was shit. You know what? I remember at the time being like, oh, this is all right. And there was one good spot in it, and I was wrong. There was one good spot in it, but it was shit. I was wrong, okay? You know what? Go back to past me. You're wrong, all right? I know what you thought they were trying to do, but you were wrong.
I know the one good spot you were going to talk about.
Yeah.
AJ and
Nakamura, yeah. Because
the
people
crowd
actually got excited for it.
Yeah, and they're like, oh shit, this is something we actually want to see. We probably won't see it for a while. Quickly to end June, Ring of Honor Best in the World happened, where Cody won the Ring of Honor title from Christopher Daniels. In doing so, got his lip busted up really fucking badly. Like, literally, he had a cut from just below his nose, or like a good, 2 centimetre gash in his lip, where his lip was just open, and it was disgusting looking. But he won the Ring of Honor title.
Yep. Cody Rhodes, solid 3-star worker.
Yep.
Why have you got this thing against him?
Because he's boring, right? He's like the Joseph Connors of world champions.
He's that thing, like, I think I've mentioned this to you before, Wim, where everything outside the ring makes me really like him, but in the ring he's boring.
Do you know what, right? I'll say this now, okay? You know I've got a bit of a thing against him, but I'll give him props in the sense that I respect that he has made a success of leaving the WWE. What I don't like is this implication that he was always really good and WWE were holding him back. He wasn't. He was fine, and he's known how to market himself since then. And that's it, right?
We're halfway through already. So July, the
British J Cup.
The British J Cup happened.
J stands for Japan.
It stands for juniors.
It stands for Japan.
It's Junior Cup.
It stands for Japan.
They're all juniors.
What? They're children?
Yeah.
This is monstrous. Has anyone heard about this? Have you told anybody about this, Daryl?
About what?
But just having children fight.
Yeah,
Juniors.
Kid
Junior
fights.
school.
What's wrong with that?
What? It is kids,
Kid
right?
fights.
No, hang on. The junior division, weren't that a load of little midget fellas?
Oh, that's all right. I didn't realise it was midgets. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the final of the British J Cup was a 4-way elimination.
Super
between...
Porky.
No, not Super. It was Will Ospreay,
Who?
Marty Scurll,
Oh.
Kushida, and Jushin Thunder Liger, who defeated the Cruiserweight champion in 2 minutes with a brainbuster.
Justin Thunder Liger.
Yeah.
Good old
And
Justin.
The big thing of this match was Jushin Thunder Liger became the first British J Cup holder.
Yes, well done, Justin.
Absolutely. It was a really, really good thing where, like, the match was pretty much a freeway because Liger got taken out at the beginning by Scurll. And then every time he tried to get back involved, Scurll would quickly jump out and super kick him again. Until eventually it was off with just Scurll and Justin
Thunder Liger, yeah.
And Liger got the big win. A really, really great show. Also, the hottest show I've ever been to.
It was physically hottest.
Yeah, the physically hottest show I've ever been to. They ran out of water before the second match, like bottled water. And the tap water was warm because their cooling system
And to melt ice.
It.
That's the real thing that happened.
I genuinely got a cup of ice and let it melt and drank that. It was ridiculous. So yeah, that was a thing. And then we got the New Japan G1 specials in the US.
Yes.
Where they had the United States Championship tournament over 2 nights.
Tournament.
They need more belts. That's what they need.
Yeah,
it's another
New Japan
belt.
needs more belts.
Need more belts. I mean, they've only got the Never title, the Intercontinental title, the whatever the main
IWGP title,
called.
Junior title, Never title, Intercontinental title, US title, the Never 6-man titles, the Junior Tag Team titles, the World Tag Team titles.
They've only got them.
And then they also...
And yet Dave Meltzer gets really annoyed when UFC do more belts. He's like, oh, they're making the belts mean nothing.
Also,
a New Japan belt. Oh, look at that.
The Ring
6.5 stars. Oh,
the Ring of Honor title will be defended at Wrestle Kingdom as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Ring of Honor.
So,
and the Rev Pro title's been defended in New Japan.
Yeah,
So that's
the Rev Pro
another title that's involved there.
Yeah, there's lots of belts.
Oh, there's too many belts in UFC and WWE.
So
a US title. Can I have one? Said Dave.
One of the notable matches on this show was Zack Sabre Jr. had a really breakout performance here, and especially against Ishii, where he managed to wrap him up in a pretzel pretty much, but Ishii managed to get the ropes. He learnt from that later, which I'll get onto. Okada defeated Cody in a champion versus champion match, which was probably the best Cody match ever, because Okada is the best fucking wrestler in the world right now and can get a good match out of everyone. The final was Omega versus Ishii in another amazing match between the two.
Who did Omega beat to get to the final?
Jay Lethal and Michael Elgin.
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, Kenny Omega defeated Ishii in the final to become the first United States champion. Really, really great match. There was the really great spot where Kenny Omega was trying to dragon suplex Ishii off of the apron through a table, and Ishii held on with his teeth onto the rope.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah. The other thing about this show was Jim Ross's commentary, which I guess that was what you wanted to talk about earlier.
Oh, yes, it is.
Jim Ross, who watches New Japan every week on Access and commentates on it, got Evil and Bushi mixed up.
Now, I maintain he only got the names mixed up. He doesn't actually think they're different, but it's still pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, and he didn't know which one was which of the Guerrillas of Destiny as well.
Yeah, but I also seem to remember him, I can't remember if it was Bullet Club or Los Ingobernables. He
said they were like the NWO or DX.
They're like the DX.
Yeah.
And Los Ingobernables.
Yeah.
It wasn't his finest hour on commentary.
I'm just like, why are you doing this?
And
meanwhile, Don Callis and Kevin Kelly are sitting in crowd going, not fair.
Also on the show, there was a moment with...
I'm part of TNA now.
It wasn't just Jim Ross's commentary that was bad. Josh Barnett, who I really like as a commentator, kind of fucked up at, like...
Yeah, but
he brought
Jim Ross
attention
is
to a
the one
fucked up
that-
spot.
Yeah, he's got to take his leave from JR, hasn't he?
Yeah, but Jim Ross is the one that's like, the legendary commentator.
Yeah.
By God.
Well, the thing what Josh Barnett did was, so the Young Bucks wanted to pay tribute because that weekend Dave Meltzer lost his father. So they did the Herbert Meltzer driver.
Right, I know what you're going to say, and go on, and then I'm going to retort.
The one thing you don't do as a commentator is blatantly point out that someone missed a move, especially when it was a bit of a tribute as well.
Well, right.
And the camera angle fucking covered for it as well.
It didn't, did it? They should have done it right. If you're going to do your mega fucking Meltzer driver, do it right. Look, it's not that I don't appreciate the sentiment behind it, but he's just calling what he's seen in front of the ring. That's all he can do. So... And they're only pissed off, and they're like, oh, they're bad commentators.
Well, at least Jim Ross
because
had
they're
come out
fucking
with
mates
it.
with Don Callis.
At least Jim Ross would have
why
said...
am I not commentating?
Jim Ross will said he didn't get all of it, which is like, it's saying, yeah, he kind of missed, but he got...
He fucked it up.
Whereas Josh
The
Barnett
massive
said,
spot,
missed
he fucked
that
it
one.
up. He did. Right, that's not Josh Barnett's fault that they did it wrong.
Let's talk about things that were done wrong, Mark.
Great balls.
Great balls of fire.
balls. Remember I said last week, Bad of the Blood was replaced by into something. For a week or two, we had Bad Blood on the schedules, and then Vince went, I got a great idea.
Can you remember how they...
Remember that song from last year?
I've just heard this new song.
Yeah, I've heard this brand new song. It's about balls. Great balls of fire. And we're going to have a show called Great Balls of Fire. And we're going to have a Great Balls of Fire match. And then someone's like, you can't set stuff on fire in the arena. It's like, oh, well, we'll just have a regular show.
So, can you remember how they advertised this show?
Yeah.
So-
Great balls.
The WWE's
WWE people
wrestlers.
singing
Yeah.
Great Balls of Fire.
Well, not singing it, just them kind of reading the lyrics and making out like they'd never heard the song before, pretty much. Like, I generally believe like Enzo might not have heard the song before.
This song is about balls.
Yeah. It was the weirdest like build up to a pay-per-view, because while that was happening as the adverts, on Raw, we got an amazing build up between Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. It got us really hyped for that match. Also, before we talk about
an
that,
illusion for you about Samoa Joe now that someone shattered for me, right? Every Samoa Joe promo is this. So that's a very quiet, and he talks seriously, and he starts shouting very loudly, and then he goes back down and talks about it seriously, and he's shouting again and again and again, and that's what makes him a great promo.
Yeah.
And someone pointed that out to me, and it's ruined every Samoa Joe promo for me since, because I still like Samoa Joe and I still think he's great, but that's all he does.
see, that wasn't the only match on the show though.
It's
That got a really great
OSW.
build
I've got to
up.
credit them for that. Thank you.
This wasn't the only match that got a great build up for this show. Just one sentence. I'm not finished with you yet.
That's true. Yeah, this is the murderizing match.
Yeah. So in the build up, Braun Strowman killed Roman Reigns in the build up to the show when he fucking tipped up an ambulance with Roman Reigns inside, which was supposed to give him heat, I guess, but actually made him into the biggest babyface in the company. It was like, still, it's one of my favorite things in WWE this year, behind the Festival of Friendship, I think. Just Braun Strowman, his entire year.
And he won the ambulance match.
Yeah, so they had the ambulance match, which he won.
Yeah, because it's supposed to have that Extreme Rules. And
Yeah.
then what happened? Roman got injured, didn't he? Something happened. Was it Braun got injured? One of them got
Roman
injured.
got injured.
Roman, there you go. And you want one of them. Yeah, because Roman was supposed to, yes. Because Roman, yes. Yeah.
So yeah, after this match.
Are we not talking about are we talking about the great match that was Heath Slater defeating Kurt Hawkins?
So after the match, Roman Reigns, a bit upset with losing the match by trying to spear Braun Strowman moving out of the way, him landing in the ambulance and him closing the door. Roman Reigns then tried to kill Braun Strowman.
Yeah, he tried to murder a man.
Yeah, he put him in the ambulance and then rammed it into a wall.
Super babyface Roman Reigns
and
tried
then
to murder a person.
Yeah, and then as Heath Slater versus Kurt Hawkins is happening, Braun Strowman Braun Strowman gets out of the ambulance
on the commentary
and fucking walks out of it. He's the fucking best. Well, Angle's like, we need to get your medical attention, and Braun's like, fuck off. I'm not finished yet. It was great. Absolutely, that just whole thing was amazing. Braun Strowman's the best. And then we got Lesnar versus Samoa Joe, which after all its build up was a bit disappointing.
Right, here's what I'll say about it. We knew there was the potential for this to happen.
Yeah.
And actually, it could have gone a lot worse. So, yes, maybe disappointing in terms, especially now that we've seen Brock Lesnar against AJ Styles and how well that went. But I think you go into a match like this knowing that it's possible to happen. Daryl, I know you were very excited about this match.
Yeah.
How do you feel in retrospect?
Well, it was one fucking F5.
That's the main problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, honestly, if he kicked out the first F5 and then he'd got him up and whacked him with another one, you wouldn't even care as much, would you?
No.
But you know why, don't you? He's pinning everybody with one F5, isn't he?
Yeah,
everybody.
He is.
And he's going to go all the way to WrestleMania, and you know what's going to happen after that first F5.
No one's going to give a shit when he kicks out. That's what's going to happen.
I think it's going to be worse than that, because it's WrestleMania. It doesn't matter if he's wearing... He could come out wearing a T-shirt that says The Shield, and like...
No, he's already tried that.
Yeah, but he could come out wearing a T-shirt that says The Shield, holding a shield, with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins behind him, go, this is our mate from The Shield. He's the best part of The Shield. This is The Shield having a match. And everyone would still boo the fuck out of him in WrestleMania.
So yeah,
but it has turned him around a little bit now. So
it was a bit disappointing. Battleground happened not long after it.
Don't remember what happened on Battleground.
Well, there was two big things on Battleground. First off, Kevin Owens won back the US title from AJ Styles by accident.
Oh yeah, this was that crap top finish. Did they even confirm that in his documentary? I don't think
they didn't directly say, but they like hinted very strongly that wasn't supposed to be the finish.
I just remembered what happened on Battleground.
Yeah. So
I don't know what happened on Battleground.
Save it.
Was it the Punjabi prison?
Yes, it was.
The Punjabi prison happened as well.
The return of the great Khali for one night only, and then he took the belt off of Jinder and celebrated. the greatest star that India's ever had.
So yeah, Jinder Mahal defeated Randy Orton in the Punjabi prison.
I'm not kidding.
We could talk more about the match, but no one could actually fucking see it because of the giant bars.
Well, I mean, the other problem is that we can't talk about the match yet because it hasn't happened, because John Cena against Rusev in a flag match is still going on now. So the Punjabi prison hasn't even started yet because John Cena against Rusev is still going on now.
It's still going on
still
now.
going on now.
Yeah.
I remember in the build-up we were talking about like Punjabi prison's come back, and as funny as it is, it's going to be really shit. And it was shitter than we imagined. It was really, really shit. And the only thing that kind of saved it was Great Khali appearing, which to say that sentence
Did
sounds
Randy
crazy.
Orton kill the Singh brothers again?
Probably.
Yeah, he always does.
Yeah.
In terms of perspective, by the way, let's not forget this. You remember we talked about Shinsuke Nakamura? He's debuted by this point. At this point, he's already beating Baron Corbin by disqualification. At this point already. That's 2 months maybe after his roster debut.
Seriously, if WWE were giving the Olympic flame to run around with, they'd put it out. Like, genuinely. They'd be like, oh, shit, sorry.
Yeah, but then they'd relight it.
Yeah, exactly. With a different light.
Yeah. They'd put it out again.
They'd find a new torch and put that light out as well.
Yeah.
And then the thing that wasn't supposed to be on fire will set fire, combust, and just go crazy. And everyone
Then Roman Reigns would win.
Right, we've already taken over an hour to people's time. I don't think we should waste any more time on Battleground. August is important.
August. So the G1 Climax came to a head in August.
Came to a climax, boom.
So the big events in here, Okada was pinned for the first time in a singles match for over a year by Evil in a big shocker. And the story with Okada throughout like the Omega feud and everything that's been going on is that he's been proving he's the best in the world, but it's taken a toll on him. And throughout the G1, you saw it more and more that he was getting more cocky, and with all the wear and tear on his body as well, it was costing him. And eventually, Evil was the person to take advantage of that fully. It was a really, really well done story with Okada throughout the G1, because that Evil match then led on to the third and final match for this year with Omega. So Kenny Omega finally defeated Okada in a singles match, defeating him in less than 30 minutes after failing to do so in an hour on the match previously. Another really great match. Some people find this better than the second. Personally, I think the second is the high point.
What I specifically liked about this one was that you knew going into it was a 30-minute time limit.
Yeah.
You knew it couldn't be an hour-long draw, so you knew there'd be a sense of urgency to it, but you still thought there's a chance it could be a draw, and yet they didn't do that. It's averted your possibility, because they could easily have got a similar story over with Omega nearly winning, but the time runs out. But actually, no, they went the full hog, and it's it just adds an extra layer to that sort of dynamic. For as much as I have my own issues with Meltzer's little obsession with the contest, I do like the dynamic that goes on between these matches. The simple storytelling is really, really effective.
Yeah. Also, in Omega's storytelling, he's almost going through a similar thing where his entire focus is on beating Okada, winning the G1 again, and getting another title shot. And because of that, he slipped up against Juice Robinson and got defeated. And because he put so much into this match, it cost him in the final. And the way they tell these stories, I always find really great, and why the G1 is the thing I look most forward to in wrestling every year. Before we talk about the final, I just want to talk about Yuji Nagata's farewell match. His farewell G1 match. He's been in every G1 Climax for the last 19 years, pretty much. And they gave him a big farewell on his final match against Bad Luck Fale, where the entire crowd had signs that said Blue Justice. They gave him this really brilliant emotional farewell, and it was absolutely brilliantly done. But they did do the thing as well where you go out on your back. He lost every single match apart from one. He played spoiler to Zack Sabre Jr., who also had a really great G1, defeating Tanahashi. I told before about him tying up Ishii, and Ishii managing to escape. He stopped that happening this time by tying him into an even tighter pretzel, where Ishii couldn't even submit because he was so tied up. He couldn't tap out or anything. The referee just had to call it because there was no way of him escaping. It was one of the freakiest looking submissions I've ever seen. And Ishii's like a boulder of a human being as well, so how he managed to manipulate
he's quite short, and short and wide. Short
and stocky. He can't put his arms down flat to his side because he's so stocky. Yeah, and it was... Zack Sabre Jr. had a fucking brilliant tournament. The final, Naito defeating Omega to go get the briefcase to go to the Tokyo Dome. Absolutely stunning match. Probably the best of the G1, in my opinion. Naito made good on his promise of this tournament. Omega, after giving it all to defeat Okada the night before, couldn't quite do it second year in a row. Because last year, Naito was the person he defeated in the B block final before going on to defeat Goto in the main final. But yeah, the G1 Climax was absolutely stunning again this year. Probably, some people calling it the best G1 Climax ever. And just the match quality was outstanding from start to finish. Not quite yet. I'm about to get on to what happened in WWE. So after the G1 Climax, we had NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, where Drew McIntyre,
my boy Drew,
defeated Bobby Roode to win the NXT title.
Yeah, my boy.
Some dickhead spoiled this for me.
We're in very shaky territory at the moment, so I'll just say that I'm very, very sorry. It's a huge failing on my part, and it will not happen again. And I pray that you don't return this with any sort of revenge. Please,
Revenge of the Sith.
Are you getting that? The feeling I described on the group
annoyed.
chat? That feeling about when there's a spider in the corner of the room and then it suddenly disappears and you know it's still there. That's the feeling you've got right now, isn't it?
You're the spider.
Yeah, Daryl's the spider. So yeah, Bobby Roode losing the title to Drew McIntyre. But that kind of got overshadowed.
What else happened on TakeOver, mate?
Earlier on the show, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly debuted.
Oh, yeah.
Officially debuted and attacked Sanity. But then after the main event, Adam Cole debuted and all three of them attacked Drew McIntyre.
All the three of them made a faction called Bland as Fuck.
As great as they are.
Yeah.
Are they?
I think they're absolutely brilliant. But Undisputed Era is the weirdest thing for a faction.
Can you tell me why they're brilliant? Because I've watched quite a bit of NXT since they've arrived, and I can't figure out why people like them.
One of them says Bay.
Adam Cole is really charismatic. And,
is he?
Yeah.
Says Bay.
Or is that a fallacy?
No, I believe he is.
Fallacy.
Oh, I learned that
Yeah.
one the other day.
You've been
I believe
reading a
Adam Cole
dictionary.
he's got like a superstar quality to him. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby
Does he
Fish.
though? Does
You
he?
can't
'Cause
spell
that-
fallacy
big-
without phallus.
Exactly.
Penis cast. Booyah.
That's why he knows that word. Someone said it to him once. He was like, "Did you call me a phallus?"
Call me a cock. No.
I don't think he has got a superstar's quality. I think he walks out to the ring and says, "Baby."
Baby. He doesn't even say baby right.
Yeah, and then Kyle O'Reilly legit had one of the best matches I've seen this year live. Again, it was against Kushida though. It was fucking amazing.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I really like them. I just think the
Notice
name
how
of
he
the
can't
faction-
say about Bobby Fish.
No.
Oh no, Bobby Fish is
Who is
really
Bobby
good,
Fish?
but he's best in the tag team with Kyle O'Reilly.
Bobby Fish is like Eddie Edwards. That's it. That's
Yeah.
just who he is. He's Eddie Edwards.
Somebody
They probably
somebody
tag-
else's mate.
because his tag partner
Exactly.
shows up to bookings.
Yeah. What? I don't get that. Is that a joke?
I've supposed to have seen Davey Richards several times.
David Richards is a wanker, and his name's Wesley.
Wesley.
David Richards, if you're listening to this, right? I mean, you're not worth hating because your name's Wesley. Get a better name.
He tried. It's Davey.
Get a better name.
Yeah, but-
actually get on the fucking plane.
Legally, yeah, and why? Stop trying to be a paramedic or a fireman or whatever you're going to be now. You're 5'2". You're not going to do anything.
Is there a height limit on being a paramedic?
There's definitely a height limit on being a fireman. How are you going to pick anybody up? Tit. I'm coming to save you. No, thanks. Could you get someone useful though, please? You can't even pick up the ladder.
So
David
the next
Wesley
night was
Richards.
SummerSlam,
Fuck
the
off.
second
Wesley.
biggest show of the year.
Right.
I've pointed out 3 big things from this show. First off, the hilarious squash match that was John Cena versus Baron Corbin.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Oh yeah, because he just started dicking about, didn't he?
Yeah, so the week before, Baron Corbin failed his cash in because John Cena got on the apron.
Did you know John Cena is a movie star now? Because if you didn't, this match will tell you.
So what happened behind the scenes apparently was Baron Corbin, like quite rightly so, called out Dr. Maroon on a bunch of concussion issues because and then they found out he's part of a concussion lawsuit against him in the NFL. So they decided to punish him by having him fail his cash
Hang
in.
on. I don't know this story. What?
So there was a meeting backstage about taking care of yourself for concussions and such.
Yeah.
And Baron Corbin stood up in the thing and went, "Bullshit! You're the guy who fucking kept people playing in the NFL while they had concussions."
Did he?
And like called Dr. Maroon out and stuff. And then they found out he was part of this big lawsuit against the NFL regarding concussion
So
injuries.
who's part of the lawsuit? Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin and a bunch of like ex-NFL players.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Is this still going on? Is this?
yeah, it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then not because of that at all, suddenly Baron Corbin stops getting pushed as much and then gets put in this hilarious squash match against John Cena. I remember one thing from this match that really irked me. That fucking round the post clothesline thing he does, which has no momentum to it, but he did it 3 times in this match, where he like, the guy's in the ring and he slides out of the ring, runs around the ring post, slowly gets back in the ring and then runs and clotheslines the person. And the third time he did it, he got FU'd for it, attitude adjustment for it. But yeah, this match was hilarious because John Cena took the piss out of him.
Yeah, because I think you went and had a nap, Graham, because you came to mine to
Yeah, I
watch
did,
it.
yeah. And
So you went and had a nap.
Yep.
And then when you came back, I told you what had happened. And you didn't believe me, did you?
Well, it's not that I didn't believe you, but I knew I had to see it
Yeah.
for myself. I watched it on my phone while some other match was on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
do
then-
remember that, yeah.
Speaking about putting out the Olympic flame, Jinder Mahal defeated Nakamura.
Fuck me. I
They
mean,
just killed him.
Nakamura already beat Baron Corbin by DQ.
Stop, he's already dead. It's it's just it's really depressing. But then Nakamura's just been on this downward slope ever since he debuted because his first match was so fucking good. He could never live up to it. And now it's even
I will
worse.
say this, right? For as poorly as he's been booked, there is an element of failing on his part.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a single good match since that Sami Zayn match. And he hasn't had a single excellent standout match since that Sami Zayn match. And it's not that he hasn't had the tools every time. Sometimes he hasn't had the tools, like here, or Baron fucking Corbin. But
Yeah, like the guys he's feuded with this year, Baron Corbin.
well, even in
Jinder.
NXT though,
Yeah, I mean with Joe it was all
didn't
right.
have a great
and
match
then
with Joe.
Bobby
Didn't
Roode.
have a great match with Bobby Roode. No,
Yeah.
again, you know.
But yeah, and the Nakamura flame is out for the time being. And this was a really disappointing show. But then the main event happened, and it was
Main event saved the show.
the main event saved the
Four-way
fucking
big
show.
bastard match.
Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman all challenging Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
And there was heavy rumors that Brock was going to go back to UFC as well at this
Yeah.
point. It was before did he refail something or? Or it was before John Jones did the thing.
Yeah, because
like they're saying there's no
John
point in him
Jones.
going if there's no John Jones there to fight. He still might, but like basically it was
Not for a few years.
John Jones was like, yeah, come on, Brock Lesnar, I'll beat you. Oh, I've killed a man. I don't know if he killed a man, but he probably would. He would kill someone,
Failed
though,
the drug
wouldn't he?
test for a
He would kill.
for
though,
a
wouldn't
Russian steroid.
He would happily kill a person, though, wouldn't he, John Jones, and wouldn't care about it.
So yeah,
Well, we're basing that on that he did run over a pregnant woman, didn't he? Or crashed into her.
a pregnant
Yeah.
woman, and then only returned to the scene to grab his bundles of cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like fucking. It's like Yosemite Sam or something, isn't he? He's like, drink.
Can I just point out the hypocrisy of him having a Bible quote on his tattooed on his body?
Yeah.
Just like,
I think he just thinks he has no consequences or anything. That's why I think he would kill a person.
I think his redemption story is starting again. I know it's jumping ahead, but he unblocked John Jones on Twitter.
who did?
There's a EA game developer who's
Oh,
got
yeah.
the Twitter handle John Jones, and people always tweet this guy saying,
yeah.
I think
Why you
someone
fucked
tweeted
up?
Johnny Bones saying, "I love your game design, your style's great," and he unblocked him so he could tag him in a tweet going, "I think you mean John Jones." And the other John Jones went, "This is the greatest moment of my life." That he's finally unblocked me.
I
and
love that when
recognised
that
me.
John Jones, when something happens with Johnny Bones Jones, that John Jones goes, "Oh shit, I'm getting loads of DMs. It looks like John Jones was fucked up again." Yeah, SummerSlam was good because of the
main event.
main
really
event and
saved
nothing
it.
more.
Didn't Roman Reigns take the pinfall in this?
Yes,
as
he
well?
did. He
Yep.
got pinned by Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. After
add-
1 F5?
Add to their
Yeah,
story.
one F5, one. But don't worry, he's going to get stronger.
Yeah.
He's in
So-
the Shield.
So that wraps up our second part of Year in
Yes,
Review.
it does, and short at just under 2 hours. So that's good. Enjoy
I
that.
mean, if you'd have just listened to the whole fucking year that we did.
It would have actually been faster than this
Yeah.
show. Yeah, that's true. Well,
And this show's finishing now.
now I hope you enjoyed Progress. We enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed our show. That we enjoyed it. That's it for this week's Royal Grumble, which is the actual name of the show. Don't forget to go to facebook.com/Royal Grumble. Follow us on Twitter @RoyalGrumblePod. That's where you'll find a bunch of pictures from Progress as well as our little tribute to Adam Chase. Me gusta Adam Chase. You can find us on iTunes if you haven't already. Give us a quick rate review. Give us a 5-star review. Like that system works. So use 5 stars on it.
Yeah.
It works fine. Just give us a review. And don't forget to search for us on YouTube. We are on YouTube. Our shows get uploaded there every week, as well as a classic Grumble. That's it. Say goodbye, Daryl.
Goodbye, Daryl.
Say goodbye, Dan.
Bye.
Let's go. Bye.